Hello everyone. We are in this lecture. We are going to discuss, as decided, we'll be discussing the university questions. That is of UGC Net Paper 1, and the topic will be teaching aptitude. And we are going to take 2 years question papers in this. That is specific, which will be focusing basically on the teaching aptitude topic. That is year 2018 and 2019. So let's start for the day. Now, the first question is, which of the learner characteristics influence the his or her perspective in a course of study? Please read the question very carefully. Learner's characteristics influencing his study. So you have the options given below, that is the learner's commitment, parents' interest, prior knowledge of the learner, skill of the learner, family size, and the socio-economic background. Now, when you get such type of options, you have to first find out those options which cannot be answered at all. So it becomes easier for you to cut down with the option. So, like for example, family size of the learner and his economic and social background definitely will not be an option. That is 5 and 6. So wherever you get option number 5 and 6 becomes, a cross out option. So you have left with these two options. So let's see what is given. In the first option, you have learner's commitment. Yes. You have prior knowledge. Yes. And you have the skill. So yes, this can be the option, but let's first cross check the second option also. Learner's commitment, okay, parents' interest, and the prior knowledge. But if you compare parents' interest and skill, definitely the weightage will be to the skill. So your correct option for this is option number 1. So if you see the correct answer, option number 1 is the correct answer for this question. Let's go with the second question. The performance of a student is compared with another student. See, comparison of one student with another. It's which type of testing. Now, here we cannot go with this reducing method. Why? Because this is a conceptual and factual question where the facts are given in the form of concept clearance, where you need to be very clear with your concept. So if we talk about comparison of one student with another, it is covered under the testing called as norm reference testing. So your answer for this question is question number 2. The option will be correct. Option will be fourth one. The next one is, which of the following is an example of maximum performance test? Maximum, where you get a maximum amount of performance. So if you see personality, it will focus only on that. Projective for personality will also focus only that particular part. Aptitude test, you have an option where you can go with aptitude as well as the capability also. Interest and attitude will focus only that. So if you see the options 3, that is aptitude test, will give you the maximum performance test. That is your option number 3 is the right answer for this question. Then the next question is we have is again a choice based, where you can just read out and find out those choices which cannot be at all a part of the answer. So let's read out, which of the strategies in the list given below is associated with direct teaching. So you have to find out the strategies which are linked towards direct teaching. That is providing examples and explanation, promoting inquiry, focusing on concepts, giving review and recapitulation, orient practice and feedback, problem raising and problem solving. So if you see, problem raising and problem solving does not require a direct teaching strategy. So option number 6 you can cut down, where it is given only in one. Promoting inquiry, if you see, which again can does not requires direct teaching. So option number 2 goes okay. The option left is 3. Let's read out the answer for that. Providing examples, yes, you require direct teaching. Focusing on sorry, the fourth one is giving review and recapitulation, yes, it requires direct teaching. And ORing practice and feedbacks, yes, it requires direct teaching. So option number 3 is your right answer. Okay. Then the next question, which is an online storehouse for all academic awards like certificates, diploma, and degree mark sheets. Online store for academics. Okay. So if you see Swayam, it is for academics, but it is not a store. It is a learning teaching mode. Okay. So this option is not available. Library, where you get books, ebooks. Okay. And material to ensure that you enhance your learning skills with the material. So this is not an option. Academic library, where you will be getting your academic related things. So yes, this is also not an option. So option number 4, that is your academic depository, where you can deposit the important documents. So you have an option number 4 as your right answer. Now, which of the following reflects the best quality of teaching? Best quality. Now, see, if you see the options, they through the use of teaching aids, many teaching aids. Okay, quality questions asked by the students, full attendance, and observation of silence by the students. So if you cut down, definitely too many teaching aids will confuse the student. Full attendance will make class, notorious. Observation of silence, student will not speak. So if you talk about the best quality, it will come by asking questions in the classroom. So this answer number, that is option number 2, is your right answer. Going towards the next question. Suppose you are a teacher who is training your students in public speaking and debate. It is to gain confidence in public speaking or to come out with the stage fear. So which of them is most difficult? Most difficult. Okay, control the emotions, concept formulation, appropriate language, and voice modulation. So if you see, concept formulation is easy, language it's practice, voice is also practice, but controlling the emotions is the most difficult to to teach the students. So that is option number 1 is your right answer. Then you have next question is, which among the following is the best advantage of choice based credit system? That is choice based. Okay, shift in the focus from teacher centric to student centric. We have done this of one of the question in the last video also, so just recall that. Okay, improving classroom attendance, helping teacher to complete syllabus, reducing examination anxiety, that is fear. So if you see, definitely class attendance is not an option, syllabus completion is not an option, and reducing exam fear is not an option because counseling is done. So that is shifting from teacher centric to student centric is one of the most advantage of choice based credit system. Then that is your first option, that is option number 1, for there's a correct answer. Next you have as an assertion and reasoning within the teaching aptitude. Now teacher communication is central to the classroom, central. It's, you can say standardized. Now teacher communication behaviors should not be used to regulate the classroom behavior. So like for example, A is false, R is true, both are true, both are true, but R is not the correct explanation for A. A is true, but R is false. Now, see, we can understand that teacher communication is central to the classroom. Yes, it is standard. No one should be, treated in a different way. So it should be standard. But then what they are telling us reason is that this should not be used to regulate classroom behavior. And this is, I guess, it's wrong. Definitely, it is one of the factor. So if you see with the options, option number 4. So let's check out, that is option number 4 is the right answer, where A is true. Yes, but it should not be used to regulate the classroom behavior is not a correct reason. So your option number 4 is the right answer for this question. So here we have completed teaching aptitude of last two paper, last that is a year, two papers, that is from 2018 and 2019. In the coming lectures, we will be taking teaching aptitude from the remaining previous year question papers, as well as we'll be focusing some teaching aptitude questions also. So that's all for the day. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. We'll be starting our preparation for UGC NET paper 1, where we'll be focusing more on the question answers part. We'll be taking the university questions also, the papers, previous year's questions, as well as we will be taking the general questions from the topic, which will help you to give a better practice for your upcoming examination. Now, in paper 1, we are going to go with the help of various topics which are dedicated for paper 1. So the topic which we are going to start with is teaching aptitude. The slide helps you to give you an idea about what is a syllabus under teaching aptitude. So when we talk about syllabus of teaching aptitude, you have 4 topics. That is, first is with respect to teaching. Okay, and you have details of the topic over here. Second topic is with respect to learners characteristics. Third topic is with respect to factors affecting teaching related to. And the fourth topic is methods of teaching in institutions of higher learning. So we will be having questions on all the topic, as well as we will be discussing the things the moment we start with our question answers. So before we start with the questions, please be ready with some writing material so that you can write down the answer and you can cross check the answer, which will give you a good practice for your upcoming examination. So let's start with the first question. What is the basic work of a teacher? Now, please understand, whenever you get a question, do not be in a hurry to jump to an answer or a conclusion. Read all the given options very carefully so that it becomes easier for you to understand how to answer the question. So, the topic over here, the question is, what is the basic work of a teacher? To make strict discipline, to make better relation with subordinates, to arrange co-curricular activities, to motivate and direct the child for finding and obtaining knowledge. So if you have to think like a teacher now, so if you are a teacher, what out of this given option, which is the best option which you will try to give to your student? So yes, when you have discipline is needed, but that is not the very strict discipline is not needed. So just go down, reducing the options which are not nearby, so that will help you to give you a easy answer. So strict discipline is needed but not strict, so this option goes for you. To make better relation with subordinates, no, teacher has a lot of work other than that, so this option also goes down. To arrange for the co-curricular activities, yes, you can think for this option, but let us go for the last option and check out what will be the best answer. To motivate and direct the child for finding and obtaining knowledge, yes, this is the perfect answer for the basic work of a teacher. So if you compare this last two answers, out of that, which is the more closest answer to the question, is to motivate and direct the child for finding and obtaining knowledge. So when you go for the answers, you can see your option D is the right answer. So, what is the basic work of a teacher? To motivate and direct the child for finding and obtaining knowledge. The second question: which quality of a teacher students like the most? Please read the answer read the question very carefully. Which quality of the teacher students like the most? Listen to their problems, is never displeased, strict for timeliness, treats all without discrimination. So now if you go with your reducing option, treats all without discrimination, yes, somewhere this can be possible. Strict, we have seen it is strictness is important, but sometimes teacher has to be little bit lenient in order to make the child comfortable. So this can't be an option. Is never displeasing. Displeasing, it means it is not about, it is just hurting the teacher. Or like for example, the teacher is uh, trying the level best, but to displease, so that cannot be an option, definitely not. Listening to the problem, so you have these two options. Okay, but which is the option which is more closer to the answer? That is listening to the problem. So definitely when it comes to students like those teacher more who like who listen to the problems and give them a type of support. So this option number A is the correct answer. Now, when we go to question number 3, it is essential for a teacher to do what? Now let us see what a teacher has to do. What is essential? It means what is more important for a teacher to do. To have knowledge about all the subjects, be contented, it means to be happy, have an attractive personality, have a deep knowledge about all the subjects. Now see, if you just go with the reducing option, have to have an attractive personality is not important. We have teachers with not a very good personality but with very good knowledge, so knowledge plays an important role. Be contented cannot be an option. So now the two options which are left in front of us is to have knowledge about all the subjects and to have deep knowledge about all the subjects. Okay, so we are expecting what we are expecting deeper knowledge from our teacher with respect to all the subjects. So if you see, your answer for this question is option D, that you expect a teacher to have a deep knowledge about all the subjects which a teacher is handling. Let's go to question number 4. What should be teaching process in your opinion? So now you have to be very careful when you are answering this question. Okay, the perspective of the question should be very clear. So now this is with your current teaching method, current teaching approach. Okay, if you see the teaching approach which is going right now in the academics, it is which type of approach? That is a question related to. So when we talk about teaching process, whether it should be teacher oriented, it should be student oriented, it should be community oriented, or none of above. So obviously this answer does not comes as an answer. So this is not an option. Community oriented, we you have not seen this. Okay, teacher and student. But as I told you very clearly, what is the current status of education system? That is, the education system focuses more or give more importance to what? That type of education which is student oriented. So if you see the right answer, that is, the teaching process should be student oriented, which is for the students. The meaning of oriented, it is for the students, in order to develop and to enhance them. Let's go to the next question. If a student says something harsh, that is, uh, in a very unpolite manner, that displeases you, that makes you, unhappy, what will you do? So you will just smile and be quiet. You start giving difficult tasks to keep the student busy. Give work which the students like to do, and put the student out of the classroom. So like for example, see, now you have to decide that what will be your reaction. Now it is just a child, we have to make him understand, so you can't be tit for tat. So definitely put the student out of the classroom, you can't do this. Start giving difficult tasks to the student, you can't do that. Okay, just smile and be quiet, definitely that is, it is a question of your self respect, so you can't do this. The option which left with you is that make this child understand very properly according to what he likes. So what will be the answer? Give the work which the students like to do, and out of that teach the student, how to respect the elders. So that is what you can do. So the correct answer for this question is question number 5. For that, the correct answer is option C. Now, the next one. A teacher becomes popular among student if teacher. Now, how does teacher gain popularity? If to among the students? By keeping close contact with the students, share student happiness and sorrow, and extends help in education, goes to homes of the student to meet their guardians, enjoys student indulgence in unwarranted activities. Now, the activities which are, which does not give unwarranted, it means it does not give you any type of support, or it does not give you any type of growth. So definitely this is not an option. Okay, keeps close contact with the student, no, there is a limit between a teacher and student relationship. Goes to the homes of the student to meet their guardians, no, this is not allowed formally. So the option left is share student happiness and sorrow, and extends helps in education. That is, to be with them in the times, good or bad, and to give them the type of education which they want. So if you see the option, that is option number B is your correct answer. Please try to read, understand it, and then try to answer the, or some of the answers are, you feel that they are very close by, but when you feel that confusion comes, just read the question once and again concentrate on the options. Now next one. if you are if you are unable to finish your lessons, like many a times teacher is not, able to complete the syllabus within the given deadline, so what the teacher will do? Teacher will finish it by holding additional classes or class, ask the students to do it at home, advise the students to join tuitions, leave it unfinished. So definitely this is not possible, because the teacher has to, the first duty of a teacher is to complete the syllabus. Okay, teacher will never advise the student to go for the tuition classes, nor teacher will tell the students to do it as a self study. So the best option or the closest option for this is will finish it by holding an additional lectures or additional class. So option number A is your right answer. Next one. How will you teach effectively in your class? So how the teacher will teach effectively in the classroom with guides and notes which are ready-made available, having a question answer session, by reading from the textbook, or with the help of a good lecture. Now see, if you see, definitely guides and notes, we do not, as a teacher, you never tell a student to, you never teach a student from a guide. Okay, by reading the textbook, yes, this can be an option, but this, whether we need to check whether it is a close option or not. With a good lecture, yes, this also is, it's an option, but definitely the students learn more when they are told to think about the question on their own, and conducting a answering session, a question answering session, where they learn a lot of things, how to put the question and how to get the answer for the question. So the option over here is having a question answer session, the student learns more. So option number B is your right answer. Now, the next question is, the main function of a teacher is to. Now, what is function? It means what type of role teacher plays. So give as much as possible homework to the students, improve intellectual ability of the students, that is the cognitive ability, the mental ability, improve physical ability of the students, develop student personality in all respect. Now, if you see the first option, give as much as homework to the students, no, this is completely, not acceptable. Improve intellectual. Now, see, it is good that you're improving the mental ability, but mental ability only is not an option. You have, you have other abilities of a child also to develop. So this can't be an option. Only physical ability definitely can't be an option. So teacher has to develop the overall personality of the student. So it means that developing the student personality in all the respect is the correct answer. Please try to understand developing student personality overall. So in that you get intellectual also, physical also, you have communication also of the child. Okay, you help him to become more alert, observant. So overall personality is the developing overall personality is the main function or a role of a teacher. Now, the last question for the day is, when the examination is nearby, what should the teacher do? Teacher should give the students some selected questions with solution. It's like a question bank. Okay. Complete the course by taking additional classes in school premises. Ask students to complete the remaining portion at home. Invite the students at home and complete the remaining portion. Now we have done the similar type of answer, but still we have to, ensure that we are at the right path. So giving a question bank is definitely not an option. Self-study by students is not an option, because difficult subjects students will not be able to do it on their own. Invite the students at home and complete the remaining portion. Officially, this is not right. So what is that? Complete the course by taking additional classes in the school premises. Okay, that is only and only in the school. So if you see question 10, option B is the right answer. So that's all for the day. In the next class, we will be doing the same topic, but we'll be focusing on the university questions of teaching aptitude. Thank you, everyone. Hello, everyone. Here we are back with another video of UGC NET Paper 1 examination. As we all know that we are focusing on the topic of teaching aptitude with previous year questions, and in this particular video we'll be focusing on two papers which were conducted in the year 2018, where we had a re-examination. So let's start with our first question. From the following list of statements, select those which indicates the characteristics and basic requirements of teaching. Please read the question very carefully. What they are asking you to do is you have to pick up the characteristics and basic requirements. So let's go with an option. Teaching implies communication. Teaching is like selling goods. Teaching means managing and monitoring. Teaching implies influencing others. Teaching requires convincing others. There can be no teaching without infrastructural support. Now, as you know, we always follow the method of reducing down. Those options which you feel are not वेरी क्लोज, यानी जो ऑप्शंस आपको लगते हैं कि क्लोज नहीं है आंसर से बिल्कुल, उस ऑप्शंस को आप स्ट्राइक आउट कर सकते हो, विच विल गिव यू एन आइडिया एंड कॉन्फिडेंस टू गो थ्रू द राइट आंसर. सो अगर आप कैरेक्टरिस्टिक्स ऑफ टीचिंग और रिक्वायरमेंट ऑफ टीचिंग के ऊपर फोकस करोगे तो डेफिनेटली जो भी ऑप्शंस हमने पढ़े हैं उसमें से देयर कैन बी नो टीचिंग विदाउट इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चरल सपोर्ट, तो बिल्कुल नहीं आएगा. बिकॉज डिपेंड्स अपॉन कि हमारे पास इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है नहीं है, बट आर टीचिंग गोज बेस्ट इफ इट हैज दैट अमाउंट ऑफ कंटेंट एंड नॉलेज. सो इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर सपोर्ट तो नहीं आएगा. तो पॉइंट नंबर 6, सो वेर एवर यू हैव पॉइंट 6 यू कैन जस्ट कैंसल इट आउट. अभी नेक्स्ट कौन सा ऑप्शन है जो क्लोज बिल्कुल नहीं है towards the characteristics? Teaching is like selling goods. ये marketing में आता है. It's a marketing concept of selling, but it is not related to marketing. So option number 2 भी चला जाएगा. Okay, so 2 और 6 आने ही नहीं वाले. So if you see option number 1 which is left is incorrect option. Still we will go with the codes. That is, teaching implies communication. Yes. Teaching means managing and monitoring. Yes, very true. Or teaching means teaching implies influencing others. When it comes to influencing, इसके बहुत सारे मीनिंग्स होते हैं, पर यहाँ पे इट इज अ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन ऑफ अ चाइल्ड, यानी जिस बच्चों को हम पढ़ा रहे हैं उनके उनका अगर आप परिवर्तन भी करते हो, ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, सो दैट इज नथिंग बट इट इज कॉल्ड एज व्हाट, इन्फ्लुएंसिंग, चेंजिंग देम फॉर अ बेटरमेंट. So this is the your correct option for this particular question is option number 1. Let's go to the second question. What is the purpose underlying use of teaching aids? हम teaching aids use क्यों करते हैं? Those students, आप teachers हो तो definitely in the form of PPT presentation, chalk, duster, your blackboard, whiteboard, ये सारे आपके teaching help, teaching को आगे बढ़ाने के लिए, प्रोग्रेसिव बढ़ाने के लिए इट हेल्प्स यू विद दिस एड्स. एट द सेम टाइम अभी जैसे हम थोड़े मॉडर्नाइज होते जा रहे हैं विद द डिफरेंट वेज ऑफ टीचिंग्स, हम काफ़ी सारे टीचिंग एड्स यूज करते हैं. बट व्हाट इज एन इंटेंशन, जहाँ लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल अ ज्योग्राफी टीचर यूजिंग अ मैप, ओके, अ मैथ्स टीचर यूजिंग ग्राफिकल रिप्रेजेंटेशन. सो ये टीचिंग एड्स हम क्यों यूज करते हैं, पर्पस क्या है? सी द ऑप्शंस: टू मेक लेसन्स इंटरेस्टिंग, टू कैप्चर स्टूडेंट्स अटेंशन, to enhance access to technological resources, to optimize learning outcomes. अभी options, so everything is fine, बट आपको सबसे बेस्ट ऑप्शन चूज करना है. टू मेक लेसन्स इंटरेस्टिंग, मे बी कुछ लेसन्स में टीचिंग एड्स जरूरी नहीं है, तो आपका लेसन इंटरेस्टिंग नहीं होगा क्या? डेफिनेटली नॉट. यू हैव टू फाइंड आउट द वे ऑफ मेकिंग अ लेसन इंटरेस्टिंग इवन विदाउट टीचिंग एड. तो ये तो ऑप्शन नहीं हो सकता है. टू कैप्चर स्टूडेंट्स अटेंशन, यस, बट अगर स्टूडेंट अटेंटिव नहीं है विद द अमाउंट ऑफ टेकिंग द नॉलेज, तो टीचिंग एड आपके काम का नहीं होगा. टू एनहांस टेक्नोलॉजिकल रिसोर्सेज, जो सब जगह पे अवेलेबल नहीं है, तो ऐसे केसेस में हम जो भी टीचिंग एड्स यूज करते हैं उसका पर्पस एक ही होना चाहिए, ऑप्टिमाइज लर्निंग आउटकम. तो हमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा लर्निंग आउटकम दे, that type of teaching aid is the best teaching aid with the best purpose. So you have your option number 4 as your right answer. Yes. Now this question number 3 is based on some factual knowledges which you need to have. Okay, you just can't go with imagination. आपको इसके बारे में पता होना चाहिए कि ये knowledges, ये जो concepts है उनका वो उनका importance क्या है. So let's understand the question. Below are the statements pertaining to इवैल्यूएशन सिस्टम, यानी हमको बच्चों को इवैल्यूएट करना है तो उसके लिए कुछ स्टेटमेंट्स दिए हैं. सो लेट्स अंडरस्टैंड दोस कांसेप्ट्स एंड द स्टेटमेंट्स. क्राइटेरियन रेफरेंस टेस्टिंग which focuses on delimited domain of learning tasks. Okay, नॉर्म रेफरेंस टेस्टिंग हमने ये एक वीडियो में किया है. नॉर्म रेफरेंस जो जहां पे मैंने आपको बताया था, इट इज फॉर कंपैरिजन. इट रिक्वायर्स क्लियरली डिफाइंड ग्रुप. फॉर्मेटिव टेस्ट ना, अगर आप देखोगे फॉर्मेटिव एंड समेटिव टेस्ट, ये दो टाइप के टेस्ट है. फॉर्मेटिव आर गिवन एट द एंड ऑफ द कोर्स. समेटिव टेस्ट आर रेगुलरली यूज ड्यूरिंग टीचिंग ट्रांजैक्शंस. अगर आपको नहीं पता ये कंसेप्ट्स के बारे में, ओके, आप वर्ड पे ध्यान दो. समेटिव, समेटिव, सम का मतलब होता है एडिशन, हम जो ऐड करते हैं और जो फाइनल टोटल आता है। तो जब हम बच्चों के प्रोग्रेस के बारे में सोच रहे हैं या बच्चों के प्रोग्रेस के बारे में हमें एनालिसिस करना है, तो हम उसके एग्जाम बेसिस पे करते हैं, जो हम लास्ट में लेते हैं समेटिव। यानी लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल 3 मंथ्स आपने बच्चों को पढ़ाया और उस 3 मंथ्स का सम आपको फाइंड आउट करना है कि उसका सम, इट मीन्स दैट बच्चे ने 3 मंथ्स में क्या पढ़ा है। सो आप लास्ट में लोगे, दैट इज आप एड अप करके सारे 3 महीने के एफर्ट्स को, व्हेन यू टेक अ टेस्ट एट द एंड, इट इज कॉल्ड एज समेटिव। सी द नेम इटसेल्फ, आपको कुछ यहाँ पे बाय हार्ट नहीं करना है। सम का मतलब एडिशन होता है जो हम लास्ट में कंडक्ट करते हैं, बट ईयर उन्होंने क्या लिखा है, रेगुलरली, तो ये ऑप्शन तो आएगा ही नहीं। और फॉर्मेटिव के लिए उन्होंने लिखा है एट द एंड ऑफ द कोर्स, जो होना चाहिए था समेटिव के लिए। इसका मतलब है फॉर्मेटिव, फॉर्मिंग, ओके, हम बच्चों को प्रिपेयर कर रहे हैं रेगुलर बेसिस पे। तो फॉर्मेटिव का मतलब है रेगुलर टेस्ट और समेटिव का मतलब है एंड ऑफ द कोर्स। ओके, तो ये दोनों तो रॉन्ग है। ओके, नाउ नेक्स्ट इज norm reference and criterion reference are used for the same type of testing, comparison करने, it means to judge, okay, either to judge the behavior of a student or his capacity. So yes, let's see this how it, I mean to say ये थोड़ा nearby है, okay, these two are also nearby. Mastery test are examples of non reference testing? No, definitely not. तो हमें कौन से ऑप्शंस मिले हैं, 3, 5 एंड 6। अगर आपको 6 पे थोड़ा डाउट है, बट 3 एंड 5 आर डेफिनेटली रॉन्ग। तो जहां पे भी 3 है, जहां पे भी 5 है, आप उसको कट करो बिकॉज दे आर रॉन्ग। सो आपका बचता क्या है, दैट इज ऑप्शन नंबर 2। तो हमने ये दोनों तो देखा है, टिक है, 1 एंड 2 यहाँ पे है, और फोर्थ भी मैंने आपको बोला था, यस इट्स करेक्ट। सो योर ऑप्शन नंबर 2 इज द करेक्ट आंसर। सी आपको यहाँ पे ना, यू हैव टू, आपके पास टाइम बहुत लिमिटेड होता है। सो व्हेन यू रीड इट, और ये जो रीडिंग आप करते हो व्हेन एवर वी टेक टेस्ट, आपके जो रेगुलर प्रैक्टिस टेस्ट हो रहे हैं ना, एंश्योर दैट आपका रीडिंग थोड़ा क्विक हो रहा है, एक ग्लांस में हो रहा है। एंड फॉर दैट यू हैव टू कीप ऑन प्रैक्टिस ऑन डेली बेसिस, सीइंग ऑल द वीडियोज, अंडरस्टैंडिंग द कंसेप्ट। आपको रीड करके हाउ यू हैव टू डाउन साइज द ऑप्शंस एंड कम टू द करेक्ट, ये थोड़ा प्रैक्टिस बेस्ड होगा। सो यू हैव टू रियली डिपेंड, और you have to increase the practicing speed. Now, question number 4. Now, what are the following are the statements? Describe the nature and objective of teaching. See, just concentrate करो, हमें teaching पे concentrate करना है. So, teaching and learning are integrally related. Yes, they are unified. Okay, जब teaching होगा तभी learning होगा. जब लर्निंग हो रहा है, इसका मतलब नॉर्मल टीचिंग फॉर्मल या इनफॉर्मल में हुआ रहेगा. सो दैट्स द रीजन दे आर कोरिलेटेड, दे आर यूनिफाइड. सो यस, इट इज राइट. There is no difference between teaching and training. If you say this statement, yes, let's see कि ये थोड़ा सा right है, but let's go for the other options also. I mean to say, teaching and training, अगर आप पर्सपेक्टिव से देखने जाए तो थोड़ा करेक्ट है, बट यहाँ कर अगर आप ऑब्जेक्टिव्स ऑफ टीचिंग पे फोकस कर रहे हो, तो दिस में नॉट बी अ वेरी क्लोज ऑप्शन, तो इसको हमें होल्ड पे रखना है. कंसर्न ऑफ ऑल टीचिंग इज टू एंश्योर सम काइंड ऑफ ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन. मैंने आपको अभी बताया था, कोई भी टीचिंग है, हमारा इंटेंशन एक ही होता है कि बच्चों को हम ट्रांसफॉर्म करें. अगर बच्चा बहुत वीक है तो वी विल मेक हिम लिटिल बिट, हम डायरेक्टली उसको ए ग्रेड तो नहीं बना सकते हैं, बट वी विल मेक श्योर दैट फ्रॉम वेरी वीक सब्जेक्ट, लाइक इफ ही इज फेलिंग इन ऑल द सब्जेक्ट्स, उसको हमने रिड्यूस करके 3 सब्जेक्ट्स किया या 4 सब्जेक्ट्स किया है, फिर हमारा फोकस ऑन 4 पे रहेगा. स्लोली स्लोली उस बच्चों को हम ट्रांसफॉर्म करके वी विल मेक हिम वी विल ब्रिंग द स्टूडेंट ऑन द ट्रैक. सो दैट इज कॉल्ड एज ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन, जो एक रेगुलर प्रोसेस है और जिसके लिए थोड़ा टाइम लगता है. यू कांट इन वन नाइट आप ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन नहीं ला सकते हो. सो यस, टीचिंग से ये ट्रांसफॉर्मेशन हो सकता है. सो दिस इज ऑप्शन. ऑल गुड टीचिंग इज फॉर्मल इन नेचर? नो. फॉर्मल का मतलब है हम सिर्फ स्कूल पैटर्न में बच्चों को सिखा सकते नहीं, बहुत सारी चीजें हम इनफॉर्मली भी बच्चों को सिखा सकते हैं विथ जैसे लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल, हम आप एक बहुत कैजुअल वे में बच्चों को स्टोरी बता रहे हैं, एंड बच्चा हंसते खेलते वो स्टोरी को सुन रहा है. सो एट द एंड हमको स्टोरी को कंक्लूड करना है विद अ मॉरल ऑफ द स्टोरी, जहाँ पे बच्चा सीख पाए कि हाँ, अगर उसको इफ उसने ऐसे बिहेव किया तो उसका मॉरल ये होगा, उसका कंक्लूजन ये होगा, तो आप इनफॉर्मल वे में भी बच्चों को बहुत अच्छे से सिखा सकते हो. A teacher is a senior person? Definitely not. You have many youngsters coming in this profession. तो टीचर का सीनियर ही होना करेक्ट ऑब्जेक्टिव है? नो. टीचिंग इज अ सोशल एक्ट whereas लर्निंग इज इन पर्सनल एक्ट. टीचिंग हम एक साथ करते हैं, लर्निंग कम्स टू रिड्यूस टू वन पर्सन. सो लेट्स सी नाउ ऑप्शन नंबर डी एंड ई हमने निकाल दिए हैं. डी एंड ई आर नॉट देयर इटसेल्फ. तो हमारा ऑप्शन जो बचता है वो है 3, दैट इज टीचिंग एंड लर्निंग आर रिलेटेड. यस, हमने ऑलरेडी मार्क किया है. Transformation है, yes, we have done that. So teaching is in social act. So if you see your answer comes to option number 3. Okay. Now the next one is, which of the following learner characteristics is highly related to effectiveness of teaching? यानी learner का कौन सा characteristics teaching को effective बनाएगा? Prior knowledge of learner or experience of learner? Yes. एजुकेशनल स्टेटस ऑफ द पेरेंट्स? ये तो नहीं है. डिपेंड, बहुत सारे पेरेंट्स इलिटरेट है लेकिन बच्चे का अच्छे से पढ़ रहे हैं और अच्छे से पढ़ के बड़े हो गए हैं, सो डज नॉट हैव अ लिंक. peer groups of the learner? not very closely. उसका इफेक्ट भी हो सकता है. family size? definitely not. okay, doesn't matter. तो आपका ऑप्शन क्या है? प्रायर एक्सपीरियंस, प्रीवियस नॉलेज. लर्नर का जो भी प्रीवियस नॉलेज है वो टीचिंग में बहुत इफेक्टिव होता है. जैसे लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल टीचर बैंकिंग का कंसेप्ट सिखा रही है और आप आपके पेरेंट्स के साथ, बच्चे पेरेंट्स के साथ जाके बैंकिंग ट्रांजैक्शन उन्होंने देखा है. जैसे डिपॉजिट करना है, क्या करना पड़ता है, पैसे डिपॉजिट करने हैं, चेक डिपॉजिट. सो द नॉलेज द चाइल्ड हैज, द स्टूडेंट हैज, तो वो प्रायर नॉलेज टीचर को बैंकिंग कंसेप्ट सिखाते समय बहुत यूजफुल हो सकता है. सो दैट इज हाउ इट इज इफेक्टिव. ओके, सो ऑप्शन नंबर 1 इज योर राइट आंसर. देन नाउ क्वेश्चन नंबर 6 आपके पास मैच द फॉलोइंग है. Now in the match the following also, अगर आपको नहीं पता concepts, so at least you may be knowing, आपको थोड़े से concepts, some concepts are clear, so you just see कि कौन सा concept closely बैठता है and then we will help that it will be easier for you to solve the question. Okay, lecturing, आपको जैसे पता है कॉलेज में the traditional way of teaching the students was lecturing, जो हम जहाँ पे हम delivery of information करते थे इन अ वेरी सिंपल लैंग्वेज. बच्चे टेक्स्ट बुक पढ़ सकते हैं बट टेक्स्ट बुक पढ़ने के लिए उन्हें पता होना चाहिए ना कि टेक्स्ट बुक में एग्जैक्टली क्या है. तो हम टेक्निकल चीजों को सिंपल बता के लेक्चर डिलीवर्ड करते हैं. सो इफ यू सी, ओके, इफ यू रीड ऑल द ऑप्शंस, द डिलीवरी ऑफ लूसिड लैंग्वेज आता है 3 में. सो ए इज 3. तो आप देखो A3 में कहाँ दिया है? ऑप्शन नंबर 3rd. ओके, so let's go for the rest points also and cross check it. Okay, डिस्कशन इन अ ग्रुप. नाउ व्हेन यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट डिस्कशन इन अ ग्रुप, डिस्कशन के इस बेस पे होता है हम जब ग्रुप को एक टॉपिक देते हैं. सो वी कैन कॉल इट एज थीम बेस्ड इंटरेक्शन अमंग पार्टिसिपेंट्स. ओके, सो दैट इज 5th वन. बी को दिया है उन्होंने 5th. ओके फाइन, वी आर राइट. ना ब्रेन स्ट्रॉमिंग, अभी आपको पता है ब्रेन स्ट्रॉमिंग, सी द वर्ड इटसेल्फ, जहां पे बहुत सारे चीजें ब्रेन में इट्स लाइक जगलिंग, ऐसे बहुत सारे आइडियाज, थिंकिंग पावर का देयर इज वॉर गोइंग ऑन. तो ब्रेनस्टॉर्मिंग बेसिकली क्या है कि आप वो हेल्प करता है आपको बहुत सारी आइडियाज जनरेट करने के लिए. सो प्रोडक्शन ऑफ लार्ज नंबर ऑफ आइडियाज. सो इट इज सी इज टू. ओके, कहीं पे भी देखो, लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल यहाँ पे सपोज हमारा आंसर रॉन्ग है. ओके, बट यहाँ पे कहीं पे भी 3 दिया ही नहीं है. इवन सी इज 2 बट नोवेयर इट इज गिवन 2. इसका मतलब हाई चांसेस है कि आपका ऑप्शन नंबर 3 करेक्ट है. ना प्रोग्राम टीचिंग, it's nothing but it's like a small step of presentation which requires a feedback. So yes, if you see all the जो हमने यहाँ पे सेट किए वो सारे 3 के साथ मैच होते हैं. So your right answer for this question is option number 3. Then next question is about again the coding one, the codes you have to select. So list of evaluation procedure दिया है जहां पे आपको फॉर्मेटिव, अभी हमने फॉर्मेटिव इवैल्यूएशन के बारे में पढ़ा था. फॉर्मेटिव फॉर्म होता है, इट मींस इट इज डन ऑन अ रेगुलर बेसिस. सो लेट्स सी, a teacher awards grade to the students after having transacted यानी कोर्स खत्म होने के बाद. So this option is definitely not there. हमने पढ़ा है it is regularly. During interaction, the students in the classroom, with the students in the classroom, the teacher provide corrective feedback. Yes, on the spot हो रहा है, continuously हो रहा है. The teacher give marks to the students on a unit test. नहीं, ये तो summative है. The teacher clarifies the doubts in the class itself. Yes, ये on the spot हो रहा है. The overall performance of the students reported to the parents every 3 months. यानी ये हमारे unit test का result है, ये summative type में, ये तो नहीं होगा. Okay, the learner's motivation is raised by the teachers. Okay, the learner's motivation is raised by the teacher through a question answer session, which is again on the spot. Yes, it is, this is correct. So if you see, हमारा option C or E, हमें है तो निकाल देना है C and E, C and E. C on E है ही नहीं, it is completely wrong. So if you go with option number 4, जहां पे हमने टिक किया B sentence, D sentence और F. So yes, this is the correct answer. So your option number 4, that is the right option for the question. Next is on assertion and reasoning based. Assertion and reasoning based questions में आपको याद रखना है, you have to focus on the statement. Do not bring your own perspective. आप खुद क्या सोच रहे हैं वो मत सोचो. स्टेटमेंट क्या दिया है और उसका रीजन क्या दिया, आपको वो कोरिलेट करना है, आपके थॉट्स नहीं लाने हैं. सो जस्ट बी केयरफुल. मेनी अ टाइम स्टूडेंट्स डू दिस मिस्टेक. ओके, assertion क्या दिया है, all teaching should aim at learning, ensuring learning. Yes, definitely हम पढ़ने के लिए ही बच्चों को पढ़ाते हैं. All learning results from teaching, not compulsory. ये हो ही नहीं सकता है. आप लाइक फॉर एग्जाम्पल, आप जो पढ़ा रहे हो बच्चे बच्चे उसी में से पढ़े, नॉट नेसेसरी. सो डेफिनेटली आर इज फॉल्स. तो अगर हम ऑप्शन 1 देखते हैं, बोथ ट्रू नो, बोथ फॉल्स नो. थर्ड अगर ऑप्शन देखते हैं, ए इज ट्रू यस, बी इज फॉल्स, ये हमारा करेक्ट ऑप्शन है. So this is also not. So if you see, your option number 3 is the right answer for this question. Then next again you have an assertion and reasoning based question. Let's see. The initial message of the students in the classroom by the teacher need not to be critical to establish interactions later. Critical का मतलब है, it has to be careful. Definitely अगर teacher पहले दिन ही impression नहीं ठीक से देंगे, students will take it for granted. So your first statement is, it's false. ओके, सो आपको ये स्टेटमेंट फॉल्स है. सो अगर दोनों ट्रू है, नो. दोनों ट्रू है, इट्स नॉट ऑप्शन ओनली. ए इज ट्रू, नो, बिकॉज हमारा ए क्या है, फॉल्स है. लेट्स सी आर ऑल्सो. रीजन, मोर कंट्रोल ओवर द कम्युनिकेशन मीन्स कंट्रोल ओवर व्हाट द स्टूडेंट्स आर लर्निंग. यस, अगर आपको पता है कि क्या पढ़ा रहे हो, सो यू ऑटोमेटिकली हैव अ कंट्रोल कि बच्चे क्या पढ़ रहे हैं. So the option 4 is your right answer, where A is false and R is true. Okay. Even next you have an assertion and reasoning question. अभी आप पहले माइंड में पढ़ लो and then you decide कि बाबा ये स्टेटमेंट है और इस स्टेटमेंट पे ये आंसर राइट होगा या नहीं. आपको आपका रीजन नहीं डालना है, रीजन ऑलरेडी दिया है. You just have to focus on that reason. Okay. So to communicate well in the classroom is a natural ability. यानी क्लासरूम में ठीक से बात करने के लिए वो एक नेचुरली आता है. नो, देयर आर मेनी स्टूडेंट्स हु आर रॉन्ग, हु आर नॉट अप टू द मार्क, वेयर टीचर टीचेस देम. सो ये नेचुरल एबिलिटी नहीं है. सो ए इज फॉल्स. तो लेट्स सी द रीजन आल्सो. इफेक्टिव टीचिंग इन द क्लासरूम डिमांड्स नॉलेज एंड कम्युनिकेशन. यस, अगर ये है आपके पास तो आपका टीचिंग ऑटोमेटिकली इफेक्टिव होगा. सो बोथ आर ट्रू इज नॉट है. ए इज ट्रू, नो, because A is false and R is true. So your correct option for this question is option number 4. Okay. Next is the last question of this particular video and the paper. So let's see how it is correlated. Assertion and reason. Assertion, classroom communication is a transactional process. Transaction, हम बच्चों को कुछ देते हैं, बच्चे उसमें से knowledge extract करते हैं. We give information and students take what knowledge they want to take. So yes, ये option right option है. Okay, let's see the reason also. A teacher does not operate under the assumption that students' responses are purposive. Okay, definitely teacher kabhi I mean to say, do not operate under the assumption. Okay, teacher do not think that purposive hona chahiye isliye wo sikha rahe. Definitely not. So if you see, the reason is false. So both are true, no. Both are true. No. A is true. Yes. R is false. हमने अभी देखा. A is false. ये तो है नहीं. So your right option is option number 3. Okay, so here was the last question of 2018 papers with respect to teaching aptitude. Now what we are going to do is that we are going to see in the next lecture the previous papers which we are left with the teaching aptitude. So for the time being, the video is, I mean to say, it's done over here, and just wait for the next video to be uploaded with the questions of teaching aptitude in the for the previous paper. Thank you everyone.